Welcome back, PERK'S reCAP podcast. It is week 12 in the NFL. As usual, it is flying by, but this year is one of the weirdest years I can possibly remember in the NFL.
Right there with you, my man. It is wild. It is wacky. There's only a couple games every week where you feel like you can take a deep breath after you make your pick. You know, it's
right.
Something else. It is really wild, my man.
All right. Well, as usual, you're going to take over the hosting duties for this one, and I am ready when you are.
All right. Well, let's start them off with the buys. We have a 4-team bye week this week with a couple very good teams, one very good team and another that's we thought was Denver, the Chargers. That's the team we thought were. And then the Dolphins and the Commanders are all in buys this week.
Yes, they are.
Okay. So our Thursday night game, we get an interesting game, man. The Bills at the Texans.
Yeah. The only hesitancy I would have in picking Buffalo is the fact that it is in Houston, and they've been kind of sporadic, but they still are the better team, I think, without question. So I'm just going to go off of that and still pick them with a big-time road win. Going to be a good Thursday night game to watch, I think. Or it could be anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going Buffalo 26-20. And Joe agrees that he's going Buffalo 27-13.
Okay. All right. And by the way, one big piece of news for this, CJ Stroud has been ruled out again. So we are looking at another week at Davis Mills. Not that I don't think anybody was caveating anyway, but that's definitely a big piece there. And check this out, Craig.
He isn't playing that terribly.
No, he's been playing well. I mean, he's been playing very well for a backup quarterback. And just pretty well in general. So it hasn't been because of Davis Mills if they've lost during Stroud being out. So all that being said, check out what I'm doing, Craig. I'm going Bills 26-19.
And I said 26-20.
Yep. Right in the same ballpark. This is how you end up one game off 11 games into the season. I love it, man. All right. Moving to Sunday. We have, right off the bat, we got one of the games of the week for sure, and a really fascinating one. That is the Colts at the Chiefs.
Yes. The Colts have the better record. The Colts were the story of the first half of the year. The surprise of the whole league, I think. But Daniel Jones is starting to show a little bit of some chinks in the armor. They still are getting their wins, but not the way they were earlier in the year where Daniel Jones was just lighting everybody up.
No doubt.
And if there was ever a must-win game for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, this is it. They have to win this game. If they lose this game at home, the window is closing as it is for their championship opportunities, and the window is closing for their playoff hopes this year. And if they lose this game, it's going to be almost all the way closed. If they go 5-6, they're in big trouble.
Huge trouble.
So it could be time, changing of the guard, but I'm going to stick with the old guard for at least this one. So I'm going Kansas City 27-23. If this was in Indianapolis, this would be a lot harder. And it's already hard to begin with. But 27-23 Chiefs. Joe's also going with the Chiefs, as you would expect. He's going 20-16. He's still been on the Chiefs to some degree a lot longer than either one of us.
Yes. No, that would have been very surprising if he had gone the other way with this. I will say it's funny because I thought somebody was going to pick the Colts in this game. Not going to happen. I your analysis was exactly my thoughts.
Yep.
For real. I mean, right in lockstep. I would love to see the Colts win this game. I really would. I think
I really would love. I'm going to be rooting for him.
it would be absolutely fascinating because who would have thought we'd be looking at the Colts ascending to 9-2 and possibly knocking the Chiefs out of the playoffs. And when you looked at the schedule earlier this year, that's wild. So I am taking the Chiefs. I'm picking it close. I agree even with what you said about if it was in Indy, this would be a lot harder. I think I would have taken the Colts. I think I would have taken them if it was in Indy.
Yep.
But it's not. So I'm taking the Chiefs 23-21, but the Colts are my upset pick.
Makes perfect sense, and I love it.
Nice. All right. I don't have anything else to add on that one, though. Do you?
I'm all set.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We have Seattle looking to bounce back. Sam Darnold, in particular, looking to bounce back. And what a good opportunity to do it against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Tennessee's real bad.
Real bad.
And I still believe Seattle's pretty good.
I agree.
Last week, they played a really good team on the road and played them close. And they still have a really good record overall. I expect them, even on the road, to just roll Tennessee. I have 31-14. And Joe has 34-13.
Okay. The reason I laugh, it's not that close, but still it's surprisingly close given how wide of a score it is. I'm taking Seattle 31-10. And I expect Darnold to bounce back. I do not expect, even though I'm keeping an eye on it now, because there is a big game thing with him that's a developing story.
Right, but this isn't a big game. He should be fine.
Yeah, this is a game that he should be fine in, and this is a perfect opportunity to bounce back and go 4 touchdowns and no picks. So we'll see what he does, but I would expect it to be more along those lines than what happened last week.
Yep.
All right, moving on. We have Minnesota and the struggling McCarthy at the mystifying Green Bay Packers.
Yes. I'm ready to start picking against Green Bay in any of these kind of games that are, close games or against good teams. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to really lose a lot of faith in them, but I've lost more faith in Minnesota.
Yeah. Right there with you.
Because McCarthy, geez, that was rough. I would love to see the upset. I really would. I'm not a Green Bay fan, but I just can't pick it. They're not, even with their mystifying ways and they're struggling in the way, the things that I've been saying about ready to pick against them, I'm not doing it in this game. They're at home. I know it's a division rival, but Minnesota is cooked. I think they're done. They're going to mail it in the rest of the way, I think. And Green Bay still has something to play for. They can still get the playoffs. They got a reason to keep going. So Green Bay 26-17. Joe has Green Bay, but 24-20, a lot closer than me.
Okay. Yeah, listen, this is I don't have to say much because again, you nailed my thoughts exactly here. The only way Minnesota's season turns around is if J. McCarthy starts playing better, because the rest of the team's playing fairly well enough to be at least hovering around 500, whereas JJ's playing to the point of making them a way sub 500 team. So I also agree with being willing and looking to pick against Green Bay in certain games now where I wouldn't have a few weeks ago. This is not the one. I'm picking Green Bay 20-13.
I like your score better than mine because that shows that Green Bay is still kind of struggling, and that's what they've been doing. So that's a more indicative score, the 20 points instead of my 26, because they're struggling. They're not playing well.
I thank you, because that's why I picked a score like that, because it's funny you said that, because that's exactly was my thoughts. That's awesome. We've been at this for a while now, partner. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Awesome. All right, moving on. We got the Jets with Tyrod Taylor playing Baltimore. Welcome back, Tyrod. And what do you think about this one?
Well, I kind of like Tyrod Taylor. I think he gets a bad rap. When he plays, he's not terrible. He's probably in that contention for one of the best backups in the league. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, no, Tyrod's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think they lose anything with him playing over Fields. In fact, he might be a little better than Fields, to be honest.
It's been debatable this year. It really has. It's close.
Now, Garrett Wilson, is he coming back at any point?
He was put on the IR, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago now. Let me see if there's any update.
Okay, so he's not coming back anytime soon.
Not this week for sure. I'm pretty sure about that anyway. Oh wait, never mind. Hold on, because there's some speculation about him coming back this week. Oh, return this season. I thought it was staying this week. So yeah, out this week for sure.
They really miss him because they don't have any weapons.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
He's not elite, but he's really good.
Yeah, agreed.
And Baltimore, even though it was unimpressive last week, they got the win. They won, 4 in a row? Yeah, because they were 1-5. Now they're 5-5.
Yep.
I'm picking them to win that division now. And if they're going to do that, they got to be a bad team like the Jets, especially at home. So Baltimore, I am giving the Jets some credit here. And Baltimore, a little bit of a look considering that last week was so close. So I'm going 27-19 Baltimore. And Joe is going 30-20 Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting one because Baltimore won last week, but did not look impressive in the least. And they're playing another bad team, but they are at home. It's not the divisional thing, which we know sometimes leads to some wonky results. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking them 27-14.
Another 27. We both picked 27.
Totally, man. Totally. I love this. All right. Now, there is a team looking to get back on track. And boy, do they have the right team to do it against. The New York Giants at the Detroit Lions.
34-17.
Love it.
Detroit. Joe has 38-20 Detroit. The Giants don't have a quarterback, don't have a running back. Well, they have Tracy. He's not terrible.
Tracy's fine, but yeah, he's not going to win you anything.
They don't have anybody to throw the ball to. And their defense has been leaky, to say the least. Not nearly as good as you thought. And therefore, we were talking about the fact that they may not win another game this year, maybe one, but this ain't it. Not on the road in Detroit at a pissed-off Detroit team, I would imagine. So I think they're going to lay a thumping on them. Even though they lost Laporta, right?
Yeah, Laporta is on the IR.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
It is.
They're still way better than the Giants. It might play up in another game later this year, but not against this Giants team. 34-17 and Joe 38-20.
Yeah, I agree. You saw what the Laporta loss will do against good teams when they played the Eagles last week. That definitely had to be a factor.
Yep.
So yeah, listen, I'm with you guys. My score is massive and lopsided, and that is Detroit 40-21.
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
And Detroit has been really up and down this year, but they've handled their business against the bad teams for the most part. So I don't see this being close. Although the Giants do have a habit of making a really good effort for 3.5 quarters and then blowing it. So maybe they do pull something off like that, but I'm not going to pick it.
Right.
All right. Now moving on, there's an injury issue in this game. I don't know if it would cause anybody to caveat. That is the left wrist of Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Chicago.
Okay, I have to text Joe and ask him if he wants to caveat because he picked Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He picked them 24-20. So I will let you know, and we'll just let everybody know next week if he caveat or not. But obviously, he will do it. I'll find out in plenty of time for the actual games.
Totally cool.
But yeah, he has Pittsburgh for now 24-20. I have Chicago 21-16, whether or not Rodgers plays or not. I don't care. Chicago's a better team. They're at home. And I'm starting to believe a little bit more in them. The first place Bears, I think they're going to win this game. And Pittsburgh is just middling. That's the best I can describe them. They're just middling. They're in the muck, the lower muck.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. This is interesting. I'm not caveating. I think it might actually be better for Chicago if Rodgers plays hurt.
Right. But Mason Rudolph does not scare anybody.
No, fair, but he I will say he played really well in relief of Rodgers last week. He had put up some pretty good numbers. But in general in his career, yes, he's not frightening people. But listen, honestly, this is a tough game to pick because both of these teams have been very shaky. I like what the Bears have done, but it has been, sometimes it feels like smoke and mirrors. Sometimes it feels like they're a team on the rise. Sometimes it feels like they're winning because Caleb Williams is getting better, and sometimes it feels like they're winning in spite of him, like last week when he threw 50% of his completed 50% of his passes. It wasn't great. So this is not a game I enjoyed picking. So I'm going home team and just forgetting everything else. I didn't have a strong feeling on this one, so I couldn't go opposite of whatever I think about the Steelers. So I'm just going home team. This is a home team pick. I'm going the Bears 23-18.
Yeah, this would be a lot tougher if it was on the road, if they were on the road.
I completely agree. I don't know what I would have done then.
You're right. But yeah, Bears. What was the score? I'm sorry.
23-18.
Right. Okay.
All right. So now, moving on to a game where one of the best players in the league is suspended, and that is Jamar Chase in the New England Patriots going to Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep. This was one of the games that maybe would trip up New England, but Cincinnati is really going the other way. You said it before, the Joe Flacco experiment has died right off, and they're back to being pretty bad. So
Yep.
with Chase, without Chase, doesn't matter. New England comfortably 32-19 with the right now number 2 guy in the MVP race in Drake May. 32-19. Joe has 27-14 also for New England. That means they can go 10-2.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Super impressive by them. Yeah, and like you said, number 2 in the MVP race, astonishing. And I'll tell you what, I mean, would you rather have Matt Stafford's weapons or his weapons?
That's another thing. Yeah, he doesn't have anybody to throw to.
He doesn't have crap, man, except the aging Stephon Diggs, who's still a very good player, but he's still coming off a major injury and he's 30-some years old. So it is astonishing what he's doing. And Stafford's been amazing. All the credit to him. He should be the number 1 guy, and he is right now. But May's right on his heels with a cast of characters that nobody can even name that's not a huge football nerd.
Yep. And, I don't think they're really a threat for the Super Bowl, but I'll tell you what, the fact that they're going to be 10-2 or, in that range, 10, 11, 12 wins, something like that for the season, maybe even 13, possibly the number 1 seed. And you have to assume that they're going to have, get a big time weapon for him next in the offseason, either through the draft or free agency.
Got to. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
And if they do, look out.
I completely agree. I mean, he's doing this with nothing. So it's super impressive, man. Super impressive. So yeah, I don't think I gave you my score. I'm going to go New England 30-21. And honestly, looking at that, I'm not quite sure why I made it even that close.
Yeah, I understand.
All right. Moving on. Go ahead. Did you say something?
No. Go ahead.
Cool. Sorry. Okay. So moving on to the 4 o'clockers in one of the worst games of the entire season. That would be the Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders. And by the way, Shedeur Sanders' first start in the league is expected.
Right, and he looked terrible. If it was still Gabriel, I might have gone Cleveland because of that defense. Because that defense is good.
I agree.
But now that it's Shedeur, even though Vegas is not good, they are at least at home. That's what it boiled down to for me. So I went Vegas 20-16, but I got to tell you, nothing would surprise me in this game because they're both so bad. They're both going to be giving the game away at all times, back and forth probably. But I'll go Vegas 20-16. Joe is going Cleveland 17-13.
Okay. Fascinating. And I listen. This is a game against two awful teams.
Yeah,
So
I won't watch a second of this.
no. You'd have to pay me to, and even then, that would have to be a solid rate. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple snaps from Shador, just to see what he looks like. But outside of that,
I'll watch the game highlights maybe for that.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yep. Right there with you. So this comes down to pretty easy for me because Shador, by the way, in his backup duty last week, completed. We talked about people having some rough games this year. Jared Goff had the worst game of his career against the Eagles last week, and his completion percentage was, I think, 36 or 37%, something like that. Shador Sanders' completion percentage last week in his debut was 25%.
I mean, that's terrible. They got to put the shackles on him. Don't let him throw at this point.
I know it. It's crazy, man. Well, you're gonna get a healthy dose of Janty for sure. Judkins.
Yeah, Judkins. Yeah.
Will that be enough? I don't think so. I'm gonna go Raiders 19-9.
Oh. Sounds about as ugly as it's going to be.
Yes. Oh, that's so
perfect
funny,
for
man.
an ugly game.
That sound you made when I said that score is what I think most people feel about this game in general. Perfect. All right, moving on, and thank goodness. This is an interesting one, my man. I'm curious to see where everybody came out on this one. Jacksonville, one of the most difficult teams to figure out in the league, right there with Pittsburgh and a couple others this year, go to the Arizona Cardinals, who have been in so many games and won so few.
Right. This makes it more difficult, too, because it's in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it very difficult. Jacksonville's the better team, I think.
I think that's safe to say, but yes, it is. I understand the question mark at the end of that for sure.
I hate counting on them. They're the worst team to count on. Remember, I hated the Chargers for a while?
Yes.
I hate the Chargers because they're so annoying. And actually, they're kind of getting back to that. I kind of hate Jacksonville for that same reason. But I'm going to do it again. And I'm going Jacksonville to get the road win. This would be a big win for them. But I'm going 24-23, about as close as you can get.
That makes a lot of sense.
Joe is going with the home team, 34-30 Arizona. Second game in a row that we were different on.
Okay. Well, this was the hardest game probably for me to pick all week. And I'm just going to not trust Jacksonville. I'm going with Joe. I'm going Arizona, 27-24. Don't feel good about it. But I'll tell you what, very quietly, Jacoby Brissett has been putting up numbers.
Yes, he has.
I mean, it is wild. To me, it is a huge indictment of Kyler Murray, the numbers that Jacoby Brissett has been putting up since Kyler Murray's been out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Joe did reply. He does not want a caveat. He's still just picking the Steelers over the Bears.
Okay, cool. Totally respect that. Jacoby Brissett has not thrown for less than 258 yards in any of his 5 starts. He has thrown for 320 and 452 in 2 of them. He has 10 touchdowns, 3 picks, and a quarterback rating of 98.1. They have to win one of these games eventually, and I'm going to pick it this week, even though I don't love it.
I'm sorry. He also gave me another message that I was unaware of. It's a baseball note, but I'll say it real quick. Trent Grisham accepted the Yankees qualifying offer, so he's coming back, and that sucks.
I was going to say, how excited are you about that?
No. He's never going to do what he did last year, hitting 30 home runs. He's no chance. And now what does that mean for Bellinger.
Right.
They got to bring Bellinger back, or I was hoping to get Tucker. They're not getting, and then also Dominguez and oh man, I was so annoyed when they offered it to him, but I was thinking that maybe they knew that he wasn't going to accept it, and that's why they offered it to him.
Just get that draft pick, right?
Yeah, but he accepted it.
Yeah, I understand your unexcitement because
I mean, he's a 220 hitter who all of a sudden just had a really good year. He's not going to do that again.
the odds of it happening again are about 3%. Yeah, I'm with you.
About,
I would not
about 200 again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him on my team either. I get it, 100%.
Anyway, sorry, he mentioned that I had a.
No, I get it, man. I feel your pain. I do, because I understand 100% where you're coming from. 100%. All right. Well, let's move on and ease your pain here. So, this was another, interesting and tough game to pick actually for me this week. And that is the Michael Penix-less, now Kirk Cousin-led Atlanta Falcons on the road at New Orleans.
Yeah, this was really, really tough.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm pretty confident in saying, Cousins is cooked. He's done.
I agree.
And they're on the road. It is a division game. I think this is the only time this year that I'm picking New Orleans to win a game.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going New Orleans. Atlanta is just, I can't trust them for anything. They're a bad team now, and I have them in the lower, not even lower third, lower than that. They're one of the worst teams in the league now, in my eyes. So I'm going New Orleans with the win, 22-19.
Love it.
Joe's still going with Atlanta, and I totally am right there with him in terms of the thinking, 30-20. I would not be surprised if Atlanta wins this, obviously, just like I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona beats Jacksonville. But I'm going the other way on both of them, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh, I love it. And I'm mildly surprised, not because, you could pick anybody in this game and it's 100% legitimate. This is a toss-up. But Joe was really on the Saints for a chunk of the season, for not as like going to the playoffs, but he was picking them as a upset here and there and some surprise wins. So I thought for sure he'd be on the Saints this time, but he went Falcons. That's interesting to me. That's cool. So I'm with you. I'm going with a home team. Tyler Shuck looked good in his second game. They're coming off a bye. They had a chance to pull some things together for the Rook. So, plus I do not like Cousins anymore either. So I'm taking New Orleans 20-16. Wouldn't surprise me if Joe nails it. I don't know what to do with this one, but I'm going home.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I don't know what to do.
Yep. I love it. All right, man. Well, now the real game of the week, at least on this podcast, and that's the last of the 4 o'clockers, and that is the Eagles going to Dallas.
All right. Well, this comes down to, in my eyes, it basically comes down to Dallas's defense. If they're for real and they hold Philly down, they have a real good shot to win the game at home.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we don't know if they're for real. They might not be.
Data insufficient.
Right. But even if they're just kind of okay and not great, Philadelphia's offensive woes, I don't know what to make of that. That is just, that's so weird. I don't know. They should be so much better than they are on offense.
Completely agree.
But their defense is obviously no joke. So will Dallas be able to score like they normally do? Obviously not. But they definitely have a chance now. I would have definitely been way more confident in just picking Philly, but now there's a slight glimmer of hope if you're a Dallas fan that maybe they can pull this one off. I can't pick it though. I'm picking a close game and I'm going Philadelphia 24-21. Joe is going 20-16 Philadelphia, but Dallas is my upset pick.
Right on. I get that. I totally do.
They absolutely can win. Like winning this game would not shock me.
No, unfortunately, I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe a slight surprise, but not like it would have been a couple weeks ago.
No, the improvements to the Dallas defense are dramatic. And now we'll see. It has to translate onto the field. And like you already acknowledged that, and we certainly all agree on, the Raiders weren't the proper test case for that. But they did what they had to do against them.
Right.
So there's nothing in that game that looks negative. It's just they haven't proved a full positive yet. And honestly, shutting down the Eagles isn't going to prove it either because their offense has been so bad. So so this comes down.
For the love of God, please don't make it another 13-10 bore fest.
Oh man, I mean, there's a real chance, Craig. There really is.
16-13, because that's like the last two Eagles games have both been relatively boring to watch.
It reminds me of the Buddy Ryan era all of a sudden. When it was like they would just play great D and hope Randall Cunningham made a play or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the last couple of games, I was excited for them, and both times I was like, this is brutal.
Oh, I mean, you had every right to think that the Eagles, the Lions, would be much more exciting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No dice. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, I think the Eagles are the better team pretty clearly, but Dallas is on the rise. And they have, much like I keep saying, the Eagles have a championship D, and they absolutely do. The Cowboys have a championship offense. Their defense is just so bad but that could have really turned around here. So, like you said, I would not be surprised if Dallas pulls off the upset here, but I'm not going to pick it. I'm going Eagles 24-18.
Okay. We're picking relatively late scores.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is going to be fascinating. Now, a candidate for game of the week here. This should be fun. Sunday night, Tampa Bay at the Rams.
Is this like Tampa Bay's like third game in a row where they're playing ridiculously good teams?
I'm going to pull up their schedule.
Yeah, they played New England, Buffalo the last 2 weeks, and now the Rams.
That's right.
And New England, and they lost both New England and Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they have not held up to. But were they both on the road, or was one of them at home? Wasn't it? Yeah, the Patriots. The Patriots went on the road and beat them.
Yeah, that was the game that we were both kind of acknowledged New England, where we said if they go on the road,
that's right.
If they go on the road and beat Tampa Bay, that's going to change our perception, and that's exactly what they did.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, and they also lost to the Lions 4 weeks ago, so they have not held up to the top competition.
Right, but they've had quite the gauntlet though.
They sure have, man. No doubt about it. It's a tough schedule. And including this week, the toughest of all their matchups so far.
Probably, yeah. So on the road, I still think Tampa Bay's a pretty good team. Like, I don't really change my perception of them. They're playing really good teams. They're not measuring up what you would like to see them, but I still think they're a decent team. But I'm not picking them to beat the Rams at home the way the Rams are playing.
Darn right.
How could you? The only way that they win this is if the Rams shoot themselves in the foot somehow, or they just play like inspired football because they are a good team and they don't want to lose whatever this is, 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 4, whatever it's going to be, and really play like it's their Super Bowl or something like that. But I'm not picking that. But I am picking a close game. I'm picking the Rams 30-26.
Right on. I respect that 100%.
And Joe's picking 34-31, so he's picking a 3-point game. I'm picking a 4-point game because I don't want to dismiss Tampa Bay. I just don't. I like Tampa Bay, and I think they're, okay, pretty good, and they just are just going up against it right now the last few weeks.
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with everything you said. I really am. I probably would have still picked the Rams if they went to Tampa Bay, but it would have been a lot harder. At home, it made it easy, but not a blowout. I'm picking the biggest gap of anybody, but it's still not huge. I'm going Rams 34-27. We all have it as a one-score game.
Yes. Yep. And then hopefully Tampa can get back to playing teams, not quite on the elite level and get some wins.
Yeah, they need to get some people back healthy.
Yeah, plus they got a lot of health problems.
I mean, they got Mike Evans and Godwin out. They have, who's their number one running back?
Bucky Irving is out.
Bucky Irving's been out for most of the season, it feels like. So yeah, they get some people back healthy, and they're going to be they're a very good team. They're already a solid team. All right, moving on to the last game of the week, and boy, this is an interesting one, man. It really is. That is the Panthers, who, man, figure that team out. I mean, Bryce Young coming off a 400, almost 50-yard game at the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this game at all.
Yeah.
Because Carolina is opening my eyes. They're playing pretty well. And you know how I felt about them coming into the year.
Yeah.
But if this was in Carolina, I might pull the trigger and say Carolina, but it's in San Francisco. Even with their injuries, they're getting wins at times, and still Carolina is capable of throwing up an absolute stinker. And to be honest, a lot of times, to give a baseball analogy, a lot of times a guy throws a no-hitter, his next start, he's complete crap.
Yes.
That happens a lot. No-hitter, next start, and he's, 4 innings, 8 runs or something.
I'm totally with you on that. Yep, that's a thing.
So I would not be surprised if that translates to the Carolina and Bryce Young throwing up a complete stinker. So because of that, I'm going for San Francisco, but I'm not buying completely into the stinker because I'm making it close. 31-27 San Francisco.
Okay.
Joe's got it much lower scoring, San Francisco 20-16.
Okay. Well, we're all in the same sort of ballpark as far as the spread of the points. I'm a little closer to you on the high scoring game. I'm going Niners 28-24. Again, nothing would surprise me because Carolina has been another tough team to figure out this year as they get better and better. It's hard to figure out when they're going to win and when they're going to lose. This is an interesting one. If they can beat the Niners on the road, watch out. The Panthers might be going to the playoffs, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Carolina is Joe's upset pick, though.
Oh, love it. Love it. Did you say yours? Did I miss that? Oh, it was Dallas. That's right.
Mine's Dallas, yep. And
Yep.
yours is
Right on. Right on. Very cool. Very cool.
All right.
Oh, we did it, my man.
We did it, and let's get to some power rankings.
Yes, sir. All right.
I don't know if you saw, I did do the short last week on Thursday.
I watched it. Yeah, that was great.
My power rankings. So look for that. I give my power rankings as a separate thing, just a little YouTube short and a 2-minute video. But yeah, so let's dive in here.
Let's do it. You want to do your 5 first, or Joe's, or however you want to do it?
Yeah, let me go with, okay, so my number 5 is a team that has fallen out of my top 5 now. Hang on. My number 5 last week is what I mean. Let me just check. Yeah. To be honest, I don't know why I don't have them there. But regardless, last week my number 5 was the Colts. They are not in my top 5 anymore. And number 5.
Well, they're getting a bye, so they couldn't improve,
Right. And I was really impressed with Denver, so they're now in my top 5 for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's my number 5. Joe is his number 5 was Philly, but they moved up for him. I don't know who he replaced, but regardless, his number 5 for the first time this year in his top 5, I believe, is Buffalo.
Okay. Yep, absolutely. They both make sense. My number 5 moved down from number 4 last week because of the bye week, and that is the Colts.
They were my number 5 coming in. I was thinking they were going to stay there, but I didn't. I took them out. But if they get a win this week, they'll be right back in.
And if a win against the Chiefs, definitely, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Even the fading Chiefs. All right. Yeah. Okay. Love it. I love it. That's great. So we have 3 different people at number 5. I love this. And this is how all the power rankings are across any media site you want to see. There is zero consistency. I love it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. My number 4 last week was Detroit. They are not in my top 5 anymore at all. And my number 4 now is Seattle, who was my number 3. So they dropped 1 from the loss, but I still think they're a really good team, and I would be picking them in most games. But I have them as my number 4 now. They dropped 1 spot with the loss to the Rams.
Right on. Right on. That's totally fair.
And Joe's number 4 is the same as last week's number 4, which is New England.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the
well,
same.
I am on the same page with Joe at number 4 slot. I have the Patriots at number 4. They were number 5 last week. They won. The Colts didn't play, so I swapped them.
Makes sense. Perfect.
Yeah. And by the way, I didn't like doing it, but there's just too many teams that are playing well and deserve consideration. So I dropped Seattle out. They are my number 6 team right now.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
I had to do it to get another team on there that you'll know in a second.
Yep. Okay, so my number 3 is the Patriots as well. I have them as the number 3 right now. I just think that gaudy win total is just ridiculous. So it was hard to ignore.
Yeah, no, I get that, man. And they have now, by the way, beaten 3 teams over 500. The early criticism of their schedule, while still valid in some respects, because they played an inordinate amount of really bad teams, but they've now beaten the Panthers, who are over 500, the Bills, and the Buccaneers.
Yep. And they were my number 6 team last week, so they moved from out of the top 5 back in all the way to number 3.
Right on, right on. I respect it. Where's Joe at?
Joe's number 3 was my number 4, Seattle.
Okay. Yep. I totally get that.
He's still. I talked to him a little bit during that game. We were texting, and he's like, Seattle's defense is amazing. Like he's fully bought into Seattle, so I'm not surprised he still has them ranked pretty high.
No, and I get it. I didn't like bumping them out, but I didn't want to. They just have more losses than the other teams, so it made the deciding factor for me. But they do look really good. So yeah, I wouldn't argue it vehemently at all. My number 3 is their first appearance in the top 5, and after what they've done this season, they probably should have been in here sooner. But that is the Denver Broncos.
Yes. Yeah, Joe doesn't have them in. I have them at number 5, but they probably, like you said, should have been in here sooner, to be honest.
And they have the same gaudy win total as the Patriots, you know?
Yep.
So
I got them in at least. I'm glad I got them in, but
yeah. And it's just, listen, it's tough because I have, no matter whoever we debate should be in, you have to think of who's not in. And I have Seattle and Buffalo on the outside looking in, and you can make a good case for both of them. So
yeah, I have Buffalo on the outside.
Yep.
Okay.
So, all right. Now, number 2.
Our number 2s are going to 2 and 1 are going to be the same. It's just a matter of the order.
Right.
I think your order is going to be reverse of mine, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Me and Joe, to be honest, we both have Philadelphia number 2, and that for Joe, they move up from 5 to 2.
Well, it was a long, hard road to get the Eagles respected by Joe, so I love it. I'll take number 2.
They were number 2 for me already last week, and they just stay there. I figure they win and the Rams both win. They're going to just both stay where they are.
Right, but that happened the week before, and you dropped the Eagles from 1 to 2. So
right. I think it was because I was more impressed with the Rams win or something.
I get it, dude, 100%. I just couldn't resist the jab, but I get it. I really do. I really get it.
So yeah, so we both have Philadelphia number 2. I'm assuming you have the Rams number 2.
Yeah, Rams 2, Eagles 1, and listen, you can make a case that the Rams are playing better than the Eagles right now, but here's the case for the Eagles, and it refuses to change. Okay. The Eagles they now add the Lions to the notches on their belt this year, and have now beaten 5 teams. That now the Chiefs are no longer over 500, but I'm still counting them because I counted them for everybody else on this list if they beat them too. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Packers, and the Lions, the Eagles have all beat. So I don't care how it looks. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a really, and they got another one. Well, no, not this week. We'll see how it looks when the season continues. But
when the season's over, that could be another over 500 team if they beat them. You know. And by the way, the Rams, to give them their props, which they deserve, they are number 2 not only because of how they look and their record. They're number 2 because they are the only team that's beaten 4 teams over 500 on this list. The Eagles have 5, the Rams have 4. Everybody else has either 3 or 2. So they've beaten Indy, Jacksonville, San Fran, and Seattle.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So it's a legitimate debate. I understand the other side of it. I do. But, you know, the Eagles have more games over 500 teams, and one of them is the Rams. So.
Right. All right. Well, there's our power rankings as well. We did the upset picks. We did all the picks. I think that's everything.
We did it, man. I like it.
Yes, week 12 coming up, week 11 in the books. Make sure if you guys missed the first podcast, we did a week 11 review. We get a little bit more in depth with that podcast. It's a little longer, and we go into every team, every game. And so if you want a little bit more of an in-depth look at your team, whoever it is, make sure you check out that podcast if you missed it. But having said that, I think that's everything. Do you have anything more to add this week, Al?
No, man, I think I am good. That was another fun week. We had some good stuff to talk about, some mystifying NFL action, and some awesome stuff. Can't wait to see how we turn out next week.
Real quick, I'm going to present something to you that I just thought of. The craziest win this week would be what?
Ooh, you mean from week 11 or that would be the craziest in week 12?
Week 12.
Ooh, let me see. Let me pull up.
I think it would be Tennessee over Seattle.
Oh my God. I can't imagine I'll come up with anything better than that. Hold on.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be absolutely nuts. Maybe I'll give you a good contender. The Giants over Detroit.
Tell you, the Jets over Baltimore would be quite the surprise too.
Actually, all 3 of those are really good. And the Giants and the Jets are on the road. So maybe it puts it even a tick above Seattle because Tennessee's at home, although they are arguably worse than those other 2 teams. So they're probably all pretty equal.
Now, I didn't pick Carolina to win, and I didn't pick them as my upset. But another thing that I think is on the table, and I wouldn't be surprised because they're just so weird, would be like Carolina blowing out San Francisco.
That would be funny, man. That would be funny if they gave them like the Falcons 30-0 treatment.
Yeah, or something crazy. But the reason why I thought to ask these questions and bring these things up is because at this point, nothing is off the table in the NFL. These are all possibilities.
That's 100% right, man. I'm so with you.
I mean, Jacksonville beat what's his face? Who they beat? Jeez,
I'm freaking my head.
Yeah, mine too. I was just talking about it. They beat the Chargers 35-6.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
That was a game we all picked the Chargers confidently.
Confidently. That's right.
And okay, it wouldn't have been crazy to think they would lose the game, but 35-6.
I know, man. That's freaking nuts. It's astonishing this season. So yeah, all of those things are in play, crazily enough.
Yeah, basically the point of that is everything is in play. There's nothing it's going to be very hard to shock me now the rest of the way because everything, after that, that just shows that anything can happen.
I'm so with you, man. It is just a wide open, wacky NFL season. Like I said in the first pod, I just can't imagine being an odds maker this season. I've always been fascinated by that as a job, and I can't. They must just be stressing off the charts.
And to be honest, they still do pretty well. Like they are pretty good. Just not as good as they've always been.
It's insane. The Penn State, who has, their coach has since been fired and they're a wreck of a team in college football this year. earlier this season they were playing weak sisters of the poor from, Division I AAA or whatever it is. And, they were favored by 46.5 points in this game. And they won by 45 or 47.
Yeah.
It was either 46 or 47. I mean, how do they do that?
I don't know, but it's right on. But
it is something else, man. Yeah, so I'm with you. The crazy season, none of that stuff it would all be surprising, but not shocking because we've seen enough this year to know that anything can happen.
Yeah, it's good. The playoffs are going to be so fun.
Oh, man, it's going to be awesome. And there's going to be some teams that are a little surprising. There's going to be some teams that don't make the Chiefs. If they don't make the playoffs, man, that is just a stunner, So it's going to be fascinating to see who makes it and who doesn't and all that.
All right. Cool, man. Awesome. Just want to let you know, my buddy Brandon, who I did a preview show with, at the beginning of the year might be joining us. He might be joining us, either next week or the week after.
Oh, that's awesome.
Might be just a one-off, but he might be joining us for a third voice on the pod.
That'd be great. Yeah. If he can do it, that'd be awesome. I would love that. He was really good.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about too. He's got good knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, come on board if you can, Brandon.
Okay, man. If that's everything, I'm going to sign off.
Yeah, man, I am good. Thank you as always.
Yep, thank you as always. And until next time, I will see you later.